Hello, everyone. My name is Azim Sheikh. I work as an enterprise architect at KeyBank. I'm making this video to explain a hackathon project that we did over last weekend. It's called UK Fintech Hackathon. It's a completely virtual hackathon. We had, we were given a couple of challenges to solve. The only criteria to solve these challenges is to leverage existing technology and build a solution that can have a potential to solve these challenges. So the challenge that we picked is retirement crisis. The retirement crisis seems to be a real challenge in countries like United States and United Kingdom. We started off understanding why this. We started off thinking about the crisis right from to see like why this retirement crisis existed in the first place. So we did go through some statistics of the average life expectancy and how much people are saving and what age groups are saving, etc. So these estimated that by 2050, average life expectancy would reach to 85 years, which was 70 years in 2000. And roughly by 50 years, the life expectancy has been increased roughly about 10 years. And it would not be, we won't be surprised to see 1 in 7 will actually live beyond 95 years. This problem is not just applies to people who are getting retired now, but it also applies to millennials like me. One survey says that 64% of millennials have not started savings yet, and also do not have intentions to save. We are not sure why this kind of tendency that millennials have in today, but the solution that we put together basically attracts both millennials at the same time, gives opportunity to the people who are the previous generations, the one generation before millennials, to essentially handle their retirement period. So the conventional retirement strategy, retirement planning today is basically investing their money in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, real estate, etc. So even a typical financial planner would suggest consumers to invest in these areas. These investment strategies will definitely work, but they actually only work until the normal life expectancy of it. So essentially, they are not covering the golden ages of the retirement. So for that reason, we are introducing our solution called Longive. Longive is a financial planner or a financial product, essentially diversifying your retirement investments. So what it does is, basically, it's a web application. It's an art of possible product. For the hackathon, we were able to only put together what's possible in terms of what's a feasible solution and a portion of prototype put together. So I'm going to walk you through what this Longive does. So towards my left, we have this API called Plate. Plate is essentially a financial services API which connects different financial institutions and collects the data. So we use that data, we use this Plate API and collect that data, and we run transaction patterns out of consumers' transactions and savings and investments. This is no big deal. There are so many solutions today which does this kind of analysis, this kind of analytic view, goal setting, strategies, etc. The differential part in our solution is the three new financial retirement products that we are suggesting. So if you see my pie chart here, the big portion of the pie chart are basically the traditional investment, which constitutes 70%. Our three new products, which are block IRA, block staking, and longevity fund, essentially giving more options to consumers to diversify their portfolios. I'm going to talk through each of these products in detail. Even before going to that, even before going to explain those products, I wanted to show you how we kind of extracted this data from Flight API. So this is a video that we recorded during the hackathon. I'm gonna see if I can make it better. So towards my left, I'm running the server, and towards front end and the back end, and towards the left, left is the web application. So once I click on the launch link, it takes me to a Flight user interface where it will securely connect. It will try to attempt to securely connect to my bank accounts. So for the purpose of this hackathon, we picked one bank account, Barclays bank account, and used the sandbox environment. If you see, this is just a simple sandbox environment. If I use my own Barclay cards credentials, it would still do the same process, and it would still get information from my bank account. So these are the different endpoints that I would be able to get from Flight API. Towards my right, if I select one of those REST API endpoints, I'm seeing a lot of data that is being populated here. This is essentially my transactions, the name of the transaction, the amount I transacted, and the date. Similarly, I would be still able to get other information like my identity, my balances, and my investments, etc. So that gives an understanding of how we are extracting this data. And once we extract the data, again, like I said, this kind of analysis is not a huge deal because there are so many companies that are doing it, but still we will provide it just to give them an understanding how they would do it. The next part of our solution is where we invest based of these transaction patterns, where we suggest consumer to invest in certain retirement products. So block IRA, block stacking, and longevity funds. So speaking of block IRA and block staking, so these, by the name block itself, it signifies that the investment is actually going into blockchain technology, and that is true. The first product is block IRA. Block IRA is a tax-advantaged retirement account, meaning the capital gains that consumer incurs in this account are completely tax-free. So we know there are traditional retirement accounts like 401k, Roth IRA, traditional IRA. This is similar to those retirement accounts, but the assets in this block IRA are cryptocurrencies. So the way how we put this product together is we carefully curate few cryptocurrencies which are backed by strong technology and strong use cases, and also backed by strong research team and leadership behind those technologies. And we only suggest these cryptocurrencies to the consumers. For example, Ethereum is one of those cryptocurrency. I'm going to talk about one of those cryptocurrency, and obviously Bitcoin, and there are other cryptocurrencies like Ripple, ADA, Cardano, IOTA, etc. We give a risk rating to each of these cryptocurrencies, though, so consumers would know what they are investing in. So we understand. Okay, now that we understand that we suggest that the Longi would suggest consumer should invest in these cryptocurrencies. But how would I even invest in it? For that, we ended up in Coinbase. Coinbase is one of those exchanges where we can buy, sell, hold cryptocurrencies. And Coinbase has an API where we can access wallets, create wallets, read wallets, buy, deposit, sell, transact, and withdraw, and also stake. So that brings to our next product called block staking. Staking is essentially buying a cryptocurrency and validating other transactions in the protocol. When I say transacting in the protocol, for example, cryptocurrency like Ethereum, where transactions are authorized by the other nodes. And when I say by the other node is a consumer technically holding an Ethereum or a portion of Ethereum. So companies like Ethereum actually provide rewards for consumers to hold and validate these transactions. So today there is a wide percentage of staking rewards that these cryptocurrencies are offering. For example, Ethereum offers 6%. Tether offers 12%, and these annual percentage yields basically range from 8 to 12%. And you might ask me a question: why would I simply invest in a cryptocurrency which is just a protocol, where there are no use cases, there are no real applications on it? So that brings to my our third product, which is Longevity Fund. So Longevity Fund is essentially focused on investing on multiple asset classes. When I say multiple asset classes, one of those assets would be non-fungible tokens and digital art. So what is a digital art and what is a non-fungible token? We are familiar with this little girl in this picture who is famously called a disaster girl. She's a teenager now and she's going to college. She basically sold her picture through non-fungible tokens, and she earned non-fungible tokens, and that was sold for $500,000. This was a month ago, and she got 180 units of Ethereum, which was roughly about $500,000 4 weeks ago, and they are valued at $680,000 today. So by these three products, we are essentially creating more diversification in terms of the retirement investment. And again, anything right now in cryptocurrencies are super volatile, and all that we are saying is for the consumers to be super cautious in terms of which type of cryptocurrencies they're investing in. And through our product, through our idea, we only carefully curated only certain cryptocurrencies where they have where they are strongly backed with technology and strong leadership. And in addition to that, we also have autopiloted transactions.